Well, hey there. It's time for another fucking music review. An album review right here. And I just got this one right here in the fucking mail a couple of days ago. This is Napalm Death, motherfuckers. Apex Predator Easy Meat. Apex Predator Easy Meat, for people that can't understand death metal speak. Um, Napalm Death is definitely, one of the best bands you probably never heard of. Um, they are a grindcore band with influences of death metal. Grindcore is the fusion of punk and death metal, by my estimation. Many people will argue and say, what is death metal? What is, truly, punk music, hardcore. Guess you could say, hardcore punk and death metal. I'd say that's what the fusion of the sound sounds like. And thing is, this album is fucking unrelenting. I think it might be the most brutal fucking album they have ever put out. And how can I make that claim? Just comparing it to like another favorite album of mine, of theirs, The Code is Red, Long Live the Code. This is like 3, 4, 5 times fucking heavier, faster, and more brutal. Every fucking song is just, I don't know, it almost sounds like a lot of the fucking vocals have been intensified. The fucking riffs sound heavier. Napalm Death doesn't exactly have a complicated sound. It's just a really fucking fast sound. There's blast beats out the ass in every single Napalm Death song, just to give you a little introduction to them. They fucking just rip roar through each fucking song. Some songs are really short. They only last about a minute and a couple of seconds. Napalm Death actually holds the record for the shortest song ever recorded and put on an album or anything like that. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. It's their song You Suffer. I think it's on the Scum album, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really remember. But basically, the song was You Suffer! And that's it. That was it. It was 3 seconds. And the rest of it was dead air or whatever for, the other remaining 2 seconds of the song. So the band cemented themselves into fucking history by recording that fucking song. A 3-second song changed their fucking lives and put them in the Guinness Book of World Records. But if they are defined by that 3-second song, if you could even call it that, that is a fucking disgrace, because they're missing out on the great band. Now, if you don't know what grindcore is, or you never heard Napalm Death, if you're a death metal fan, or a hardcore punk fan, or just someone who enjoys genuinely heavy music, you might want to look into getting into this band. And to start with this album would definitely be a smart choice to hear them at their absolute best, like they are on this album. Napalm Death's, what they sing about, it's pretty much about corruption, a lot of things in the government. Yeah, I know, you haven't heard that before. The New World Order, there's, a lot of things going on here. Don't be fooled by the fucking title. This has nothing to fucking do with Randy Orton. There ain't no RKOs here. There's nothing like that. There's no posing like this. There's nothing having to do with Randy Orton on this album. There's no track called Randy Orton or RKO or, voices or shit like that. There's no cover of his theme song. So you don't have to worry about Randy Orton or anything like that. Totally unrelated to Randy Orton. But this fucking album is definitely totally worth it, to go and pick it up, fucking download it, do what you have to do. This is the type of music that, you can't understand a fucking thing that they say. I mean, that might piss some people off who, like aggressive vocals. But if you could say that you understand the vocals 100%, you're fucking lying. That's just fucking impossible to understand these fucking vocals. There's no fucking way you could do that. I'm sorry, but, these fucking vocals are a little bit too harsh to say that you could fucking differentiate one fucking guttural fucking growl from the other. Well, you could differentiate them, but you couldn't say that you understand the whole fucking thing. And I know that's going to insult certain people. But, that's the thing. There's so much enjoyment to be had from death metal. Because it's some of the heaviest riffs, the vocals, and it's just cool. If anybody wants to know how anybody could listen to something like death metal, that always comes from the fucking, Beyonce fans and shit like that who like to listen to, totally mainstream music, whatever's on fucking Z100 or KTU, and I apologize if those are New York radio stations, but those are the only ones I fucking know, okay? So, if you're one of those people that listens to, the popular radio station that plays the typical pop, R&B, Drake shit, I could see why you might have trouble adjusting to music like Napalm Death. I mean, because this ain't even like it's fucking Slipknot or Korn, something a little bit more digestible. This is something a lot more angry, something a lot more brutal, something a lot more heavy, something a little bit harder to accept by the mainstream audience. And, that's what makes it all the more better. It is something that, re-solidifies you as a fucking metalhead. Now, I'm not saying if you don't enjoy this album that you're not a metal fan, that you're not a metalhead, that you're nothing like that. What I'm trying to say is that, this is like fucking, like reaffirming that, people who complain about mainstream sounds and shit, there's still bands out there like this. Stop bullshitting when I hear that everybody's sold out, everybody's gone to a mainstream sound. That's not fucking true. I hear these complaints, about Trivium and fucking hearing about Metallica for fucking 20 years. Literally fucking 20 years. And so, here's like a fucking band that comes along and finally puts an end to all that fucking bullshit. This is a band that tries to be themselves. They don't really sound like anybody else. And they're doing their own thing, and they are not going to compromise their sound for anything. So this is a band that, if you're looking for somebody who does not have that sold-out mainstream sound, which, I don't even really see how mainstream even applies to any metal at all, even the Korn or Slipknot or whatever you may say, because the mainstream sound is something like Beyonce or Drake or Nicki Minaj. That's the mainstream sound. The thing is, here in New York, as I said, we don't have any metal radio stations. There's none. We have 104.3, and the heaviest thing that they fucking play on there is Enter Sandman. Or something from Van Halen. That's about it. Or Black Sabbath. That is the only thing we've got. We basically just have old school, heavy metal. We don't have anything that's playing, Arch Enemy on there or fucking Fozzy or anything. We can't hear that anywhere. We couldn't even hear that on K-Rock when it existed. And K-Rock is fucking gone. It's dead. It's buried. There's no fucking rock, metal, hard rock stations. There's nothing to be had there. There's nothing at all. So when I hear people complaining on YouTube about, mainstream rock, mainstream metal, okay, give us those fucking radio stations. Because we don't have fucking anything here in New York like that. There's no fucking metal stations at all on the fucking radio. We don't have anything. So, fuck you fucking guys. All you do is fucking complain about your mainstream fucking music, your music sounding too fucking mainstream. So here you go. Here's a fucking album that will fucking shut you the fuck up already. You can stop complaining about mainstream music. Because I know you do that all day here on YouTube. Alright, motherfuckers, go pick it up. It's amazing.